Okay, my name is Pierette Woynarski. I am the mother of Codey Little, and this is his sister Desiree Little. Kerluke, sorry, I keep forgetting. She's not my baby girl anymore, and she's married. We want to talk about Codey and his life, especially his life at camp. It did such wonderful things for Codey. He has been going to camp since he was about, I believe he was 6 years old, maybe even younger. I don't remember even how we heard about camp, maybe just through some of his workers. It's been so long because, Codey just passed away this year in June, and he was 29 years old. So you can imagine how many years he's been going to camp. It's been so good to him, like I said, for socializing, for meeting other kids, other people like him. He's made really good friends there. He felt like he was always accepted there. He was certainly the life of the party there sometimes. I heard all kinds of stories of what went on when he was there, especially as he got older. In fact, the one year I was looking at pictures of him that he had taken, or had gotten some of the counselors taking pictures of him. And there's one of them, it looked like he's getting arrested by one of the police officers. So of course I played along with him. I said, Codey, what did you do? What's going on in camp? And he got a good chuckle out of it, because he thought it was pretty funny, that I thought he was really getting arrested. So you could imagine what went on at camp. Always good stuff. And he got to do so many things there. He got to do some water skiing, horseback riding. He went, I think, camping a couple of times. And I think he just loved it because it was his own thing. He always did things with us as a family, and his siblings had their own camp, but this was Codey's camp, I would say. He had that special camp just for himself, and we'd always be excited for him. It would take like weeks before preparing, packing his clothes, and I would always label all his clothes, and then he'd have money so he could spend money to go buy treats and stuff like that when he was younger. And of course, as he got older, he didn't want me labeling his clothes anymore, and less clothes was being sent over there. I don't know, like, what else can we say? How good camp was for him.
He always came back with a ton of photos that just made it look like it was just such a blast. And every time I would pull up after bringing him there, everybody would be so excited. There'd be 3 or 4 people that would just rush to our vehicle to go and see and make sure it was Codey that was coming. And when he was leaving, they would be so sad. And they know he was coming back the next year, though. So they'd always get so excited that they'd get to see him one more time.
Yeah, he was quite a legend there. Yes. I would say he wasn't like your normal campers. A lot of the children that would go there, and later on as adults, they were pretty quiet compared to my son Codey. He was quite independent, quite a comedian, and nothing was small with him. Just because his last name was Little, he wasn't little. His personality was so big, and his joy of life was so big. And I remember them saying they'd be scared when he was going down that hill with his wheelchair, because he was always crazy and fast. And yeah, and the reason we want to do this is because we want people to know about Camp Easter Seal, and we want people to donate. We left a small donation in honor of Codey, and I hope I can continue every year doing this, because to me, Camp Easter Seal is so important. It's such a vital event, and it's such a vital thing for anybody who has disabilities, because it becomes their camp. It becomes their special week, that they're not among mom and dad or siblings. And especially like for Codey, you can ask his siblings, or when he would get so upset with me because I was always hovering, always protecting him, always making sure everything was great for him. And I think that was that one time that mom wasn't around, hovering and making sure everything was fine for him.
He really truly got to be himself with no limitations. It was a place that he was able to just enjoy it, and all the worries in his world just went away and melted. He had everything taken care of, his meals, his, his laundry was done, his beds were made, and, he was able to just be himself that whole entire week.
And have fun.
And have fun.
Yeah, yeah. His life was hard for Codey. Life, he was often in a lot of pain, loneliness, and any children or people with disabilities would know this, that loneliness is a big part of their life, because they're not as accepted and people forget about them. But at Camp Easter Seal, nobody was forgotten there. I would bring Codey and I was stuck around for a few minutes and that, and I would just see the interaction of everybody among the counselors and the staff with the adults and the kids that would come to camp. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. It warms your heart just to see stuff like this. I don't know. I don't know how long I was going to talk about this. I don't want to make it too long, but of course, everyone knows the last couple of years, COVID stopped any camps or any socializing. So the last couple of years was really hard for Codey, very lonely, and he was looking forward to camp so much. So in January, I had applied like every year. I'm right on the ball applying for him. But we were told that there's a waiting list because there was so many people wanting to go. And he was so disappointed. He was so upset. But I said, you know what, just wait. Let's wait and see. And of course, Codey was accepted. He was supposed to go in July 29th, that week of July 29th. But like I said, he passed away June 25th, suddenly, of a heart condition that we didn't know about. So he didn't get to go to camp. His sister, when we were going through his stuff, that he had a computer, and his sister was able to hack in it. And she's seen some letters of him and letters that he wrote for himself. And she actually came across a letter that he had wrote to Camp Easter Seal. It talks about, how disappointed he is that he wasn't accepted, and how his life has been for him in the last couple of years, because he's had so much pain and so much, his disability was getting worse and worse. He was getting taller and bigger, and it was getting harder for him to manipulate and do anything he wanted to. Another thing that started is he started having a lot of stomach pains and swelling in his stomach and all kinds of diagnoses that it was hard for him. So at the end of the letter, he talked about, what he was going through in it. And he said, I am doing better now, but it still sucks. And all I want to do is come to camp.
And to see everyone, campers and maybe some longtime camp friends. And then I got told camp is all full. So what I'm trying to do is ask for you, if you would let me to come this year. I will sleep in a tent if I have to. Please just don't take this away too, Codey Little.
So just to show you how important Camp Easter Seal was for him and for our family.